Hello and welcome this morning. This is the In Christ Early Birdie practice, and today we are at the end of a first half of a little series that Jesus has been inviting us to go through, which is to learn how to physically embody the experience of being supported by our physical chair. And Jesus has invited us to go through the 7 regions of the emotional sensory core and be able to recognize the types of things that happen in each experience so that we can hold space for that. And today we're at the end of that, which is what has this experience or this quality of experience been like in the past for you? That was yesterday's, and then today's is what do you um, see hope for in the future? What do you fear about these qualities experience in the future? And so it's just kind of like a helping your system check into unconsciously what is it that you are imagining is going to happen in the future regarding this experience, this type of experience. Right now, what we're working with is receiving the physical chair, the support of the physical chair that we are in. And Jesus said the physicality of our environment is the threshold into our living God. And so, as we learn how we are connected to our physical world, then we can begin to see how we are connected to God through the physical world. Okay, so I know that might be a lot of information this early in the morning. But we're going to go ahead and begin this morning the way that Jesus invites us to begin all of our classes, which is to first have a journal present that you can write into. And also, then we're going to notice how you are connected to and supported by the place where you are seated. Let's go ahead and check in with that together. And as you notice how you are connected to and supported by the place where you are seated, you're going to take a moment to notice which part of your body feels the most supported by your seat. And as you notice the body part where you are the most connected, you're going to write that down into your journal. And Jesus points our mind back to this area. He says, take a look at this part of your body, the place where you feel the most supported is the place where you are most able to recognize and receive our living God's support. And so Jesus is saying, let your brain really see that body part that's supported. And you're saying, here is where I am already supported. Let your brain see it, and then notice how your body experiences being supported in that way. And as you notice how you are supported by your seat, Jesus invites us to recognize that God is alive in all things. And God is alive in all things in order to offer us living provision and living support. And God designed us to be receiving that living provision and living support. And although it is not common to see that modeled, it is how we are designed. It's not common because our world is trying to receive power through worldly things rather than from God, God who designed us, who made us. And so Jesus is saying we can turn ourselves back to God and we can feel what God is offering us in the moment by practicing feeling God alive right in the place where we are seated. And so Jesus says, take a moment and allow yourself to be held in God's hand and notice does that quality of support feel like to that part of your body. And as you recognize that support, you're going to go ahead and write that down into your journal. As we are receiving what God is providing through the place where we are seated and through everything that is around us, as we are slowing down enough to actually receive that and be carried by that, empowered by that, it embodies our system. God embodies our system and precedes us into everything that we're doing in a way that is mysterious, in a way that we can really only allow. When we are pulling away from that and we are engaging with and carrying the weight of our life experience on our own, our system begins to have anxiety and strain and struggle and disease, and other things begin to set in because our body is not made to carry the load of our life in that way. And so, as we are allowing God to be our primary power that we are receiving, and allowing ourselves to follow this current of Christ into this mystery of our life, relating to our life in this way, it is there's a lot of things that have to be reorganized and recalibrated in order for you to do that, like your brain's perspective on what it is you're actually doing, to be able to trust the mystery, follow the mystery, give up the ways that you're trying to stay secure to actually go in the flow of this Christ mystery. It's a challenge, and so we're bringing each of those challenges into this Christ current that becomes alive within us. Very slow in the beginning. Over time, the more that we're able to recognize it and rest into it profoundly, because it is how we are designed to be in our life. It is the power we are meant to be using, the relationship we are meant to be having first, before all things. And in today's class, what we're looking at is, what is as you look into your future, as you imagine what your future could be, can you imagine what it would be like to be carried in every moment? The answer to that is going to be no. But usually you're going to be having quite a bit of fear about, what do I have to give up? What do I have to do, let go of, in order for this to happen? I don't want to let go of that. Usually there's going to be a lot of fear around that, because you can't hold both. You can't hold on to all of your own security and then let God be secure, be the one that's securing you too. You have to let go of what you're grabbing onto in order for God to come alive in you in this way. It sounds kind of counterintuitive or contradicting when I say that, because God is alive in the physical world, and Jesus is saying very specifically, there's a difference between um, me receiving this physical chair, the support of this physical chair, and really feeling God's aliveness in that, and hearing God's aliveness communicating to me the quality of support, the living power that's being offered. The physical chair is the mechanism or the threshold, but God's power is the point. It's the long game. It takes longer to actually feel that and to let my system receive that in the beginning. It takes a couple of years to really help your body really begin to take that in. That's the long game. The difference of that is that as I'm connecting with God, I am fulfilled. I feel at peace. I feel content. I feel held. I feel settled. I feel connected in a way that is not alive in the world around me, or even in the relationships around me, in a way that is sustaining. If I am just in the physical world, living by the physical world's rules, living by the worldly ways that we do things, I can go buy the chair. I can think, oh, I want that chair. I need that chair in my space. I'm going to go to the store and get that chair, and I'm going to figure out all the, do I like the color? Do I like the thing? It's going to be all this mental activity around this chair. And I get the chair, I have it, I sit in it. But if I don't have any capacity to feel God alive in it, how it is speaking to me and providing for me every single day, something new every single day, if I don't know how to be in that relationship, I'm going to think I need something more than just the chair. I'm going to have to buy it. It's like empty. It's like the chair, the car, the house, the job, the relationship, the clothes, the all the different things that we get. It's never going to be fulfilling. It's never going to feed you in this way, the way that God is intending us to be fed, unless I am connecting to the long game, the Christ aliveness, the living well that is coming through these things that are around me. When I'm connecting to the Christ aliveness and I am fulfilled in that, I don't really, um, it's not about the things, it's about what is already right here and can I receive it. It's not that I'm not going to buy new things, but the process of doing that completely changes. It becomes a much bigger mystery. You don't really know why you're buying what you're buying. You just have an impression that I need to get this, I need to get that. You get that, and then 5 days later, you'll understand why, why you're getting that. And then from that place, you're going to be able to see the power that is meant for you that you had no idea. This Christ path is a huge mystery. You're not going to have any idea beforehand the why versus me going to the store and really measuring and figuring out and what do I want? What do I feel? I mean, it's like it's completely 360-degree difference. And that difference is going to be very personal to you. Only you can really know how this is leading you inside. And so it's so interesting. But the big thing is that you're beginning to feel the aliveness that God is offering you through the surfaces around you. And in that, you will begin to have that intimacy with God and what God is inviting you into for your life. It's a beautiful thing. And I might not be making much sense this early in the morning, but this journey is just amazing. And I hope you're beginning to feel the difference between the physical offering and the living Christ that is alive in all things, waiting to carry us into a completely new reality. Right here on earth, right here, establishing heaven right here on earth, right alongside everything else that is going on, and fully embracing everything else that's going on in the journey. I wish you guys a wonderful morning, and I look forward to seeing you. This weekend, we do have a retreat. It's going to be from 10 to 3 on Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. This retreat is about recognizing our living Christ and learning to rest into that. We're going to be doing intervals of rest, and this is imperative because I can be sitting in the physical chair. I can be recognizing how it's supporting me. I can begin to experience how God is alive. But if I don't know how to rest into that, my body can't begin to heal and change the way that I have carried the weight of the world. And we need to be able to help the body system, the nervous system, the mind, everything begin to heal and recalibrate to this living Christ. Um, so I look forward to seeing you there if that works for you. It'll also be available on the replay if you're not available to be there live, and they're always up in the replay under the monthly retreat. So welcome to join us at any time for that. I wish you a wonderful morning, and I give great thanks to my living Jesus who teaches me how our human bodies are meant to be in living relationship and embodying the mystery of our Christ. And he is walking us very specifically through how to do that in this era of the second coming of Christ, which is us coming into relationship with the mystery of our living Christ that is already here. Jesus says that is the second coming, and these are the classes that help us to begin to connect to that. These are like the Noah's Ark that are helping us to move into that deep relationship.